Confirmation and settlement. Leading principle. Market participants are expected to put in place robust, efficient, transparent, and risk-mitigating post-trade processes to promote the predictable, smooth, and timely settlement of transactions in the FX market. The principles below relate to systems and processes surrounding the confirmation and settlement of FX trades. These principles should be applied in a manner consistent with the size and complexity of the market participant's FX market activities and the nature of its engagement in the FX market. 1. Overarching principles. Principle 42. Market participants should establish consistency between their operating practices, their documentation, and their policies for managing credit and legal risk. Operating practices should be consistent with legal and other documentation. Similarly, the use of mitigants for credit risk should be consistent with this documentation and with the market participants' credit risk policies. Principle 43. Market participants should institute a robust framework for monitoring and managing capacity in both normal and peak conditions. At a minimum, market participants should have sufficient technical and operational capability to support end-to-end FX processing in both normal and peak market conditions without undue impact on processing. Timeline. Market participants should have defined mechanisms in place to respond to extreme changes in demand as required and on a timely basis. Furthermore, clearly defined and documented capacity and performance management processes should be in place and reviewed regularly, including with external vendors. Principle 44. Market participants are encouraged to implement straight-through automatic transmission of trade data from their front office systems to their operations systems. Such transfer of trade data should be facilitated by means of secure interfaces where the transmitted trade data cannot be changed or deleted during transmission. When trade data cannot be transmitted automatically from the front office to the operations system, adequate controls should be in place so that trade data are captured completely and accurately in the operations system. Principle 45. Market participants should conduct any novations, amendments, and/or cancellations of transactions in a carefully controlled manner. Processes for novating, amending, or canceling transactions should be clearly defined and should provide for the maintenance of appropriate segregation between operations and sales and trading personnel. Reporting on amendments and cancellations should be made available to management in these areas on a regular basis. 2. Confirmation process. Principle 46. Market participants should confirm trades as soon as practicable and in a secure and efficient manner. Market participants should confirm FX trades as soon as practicable after execution, amendment, or cancellation. The use of automated trade confirmation matching systems, when available, is strongly recommended. Market participants should also implement operating practices that segregate responsibility for trade confirmation from trade execution. Confirmations should be transmitted in a secure manner whenever possible, and electronic and automated confirmations are encouraged. When available, standardized message types and industry-agreed templates should be used to confirm FX products. Trades arranged via an IDB should be confirmed directly between both parties to the transaction. Market participants should receive an affirmation from the IDB to assist in accurately booking trades. Open communication methods such as email can significantly increase the risk of fraudulent correspondence or disclosure of confidential information to unauthorized parties. If confirmations are communicated via open communication methods, those methods should comply with information security standards. If market participants bilaterally choose to match trades using front-end electronic dealing platforms in place of exchanging traditional confirmation messages, the exchange of trade data should be automated and flow straight through from a front-end system to operations systems. Strict controls should be in place so that the flow of data between the two systems is not changed and that data are not deleted or manually amended. Any agreements between the parties to use electronic dealing platforms for trade matching rather than exchanging traditional confirmation messages should be documented in the legal agreement between the parties. Principle 47. Market participants should review, affirm, and allocate block transactions as soon as practicable. Block transaction details should be reviewed and affirmed as soon as practicable following execution. Investment managers or others acting as agent on behalf of multiple counterparties may undertake block transactions that are subsequently allocated to specific underlying counterparties. Each underlying counterparty in a block transaction should be an approved and existing counterparty of the dealer counterparty prior to allocation. Each post-allocation transaction should be advised to the counterparty and confirmed as soon as practicable. Principle 48. Market participants should identify and resolve confirmation and settlement discrepancies as soon as practicable. Market participants that identify discrepancies between received confirmations or alleged trades and their own trade records should investigate internally and inform their counterpart with the aim to resolve such discrepancies as soon as practicable. Market participants should also carefully reconcile all alleged trades and inform senders of unknown confirmations that the recipient cannot allocate to any internal trade record. Escalation procedures should be established to resolve any unconfirmed or disputed terms as a matter of urgency. And processes should be in place to detect and report adverse trends that emerge in the discrepancies. Escalation procedures should also include notification to trading and other relevant internal parties so that they know which counterparties may have practices that do not align with best practices regarding confirmation of trades. Senior management should receive regular information on the number and latency of unconfirmed deals so that they can evaluate the level of operational risk being introduced by maintaining dealing relationships with their firm's counterparties. Principle 49. Market participants should be aware of the particular confirmation and processing features specific to life cycle events of each FX product. Market participants should establish clear policies and procedures for the confirmation, exercise, and settlement of all FX products in which they transact, including those with unique features. Where applicable, market participants should familiarize personnel responsible for operations with the additional terms and conditions associated with various FX products and the protocols and processes around life cycle events in order to reduce operational risk. Market participants should also be fully versed in the appropriate terminology, contract provisions, and market practices associated with FX products. 3. Netting and settlement processes. Principle 50. Market participants should properly measure, monitor, and control their settlement risk equivalently to other counterparty credit exposures. Where P2P settlement is not practicable, settlement risk should be properly measured, monitored, and controlled. To avoid underestimating the size of the exposure to a counterparty, market participants should recognize that the exposure includes the full value of all payments that cannot be recalled or canceled, and any trades not confirmed have settled with finality. To avoid underestimating the duration of exposures, market participants should recognize that settlement risk exposure to their counterparty begins when a payment order for the currency can no longer be recalled or canceled and ends when the purchase currency is confirmed to have settled with finality. Market participants should set ex-ante limits not greater than the maximum exposure they are willing to take with a particular counterparty and use controls equivalent to those that are applied to other credit exposures to the same counterparty. Market participants should monitor usage to ensure that exposures do not exceed limits. When a decision is made to allow a counterparty to exceed a limit, appropriate approval should be obtained. Where settlement amounts are to be netted, the initial confirmation of trades to be netted should be performed as it would be for any other FX transaction. All initial trades should be confirmed before they are included in a netting calculation. In the case of bilateral netting, processes for netting settlement values used by market participants should also include a procedure for confirming the bilateral net amounts in each currency at a predetermined cutoff point that has been agreed between the counterparties.